Hey beautiful, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, hi, my name is Alexis Jayda and welcome. I'm not liking this. Yeah, it was blue, then it went green, and then yes, it's a new change. I'm excited about it. Now the green, the blue I loved for a really cute little hot moment, but I felt like I couldn't do much with like my nails, even though like they're not like crazy right now. But every time I got out of the shower, the towels were stained, my fingers were stained. I had to like scrub my hands over and over, dry out my freaking hands. It was a whole mess. So this color, I really like it. I'm like, yeah, I really like it. Like, it looks good. I did film it, and I filmed my blue one too, but I love how it came out. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, hi, my name is Alexis Jayda and I've been gone for quite some time. I have gone back and forth in my head time about what I'm going to share. I literally needed a mental break. I don't even want to say vacation because girl, I was not vacationing, okay? I just needed some time, especially because the topic that we last spoke about was really heavy, and that moment repeated itself recently. I honestly was just like, so many emotions, so many themes. You guys know I love having a big family, so a lot of emotions were brought up. It has just been a lot. You guys know that my son Giovanni recently had a near life death experience, and that literally had triggered so much, and I have just been all eyes on him. Family drama, a few of you guys have kind of put it together a little bit here and there. Don't want to go too much detail into it, but I just want a new start. I'm opening up a new chapter. I have been selling a lot of my purses, my collection, a lot of my stuff on Instagram. It's been fun. It's been really fun. It's been helping me keep busy and going. And you guys have been so freaking awesome. Like honestly, I've been talking with a lot of FAMBAM, and I just want to say thank you so much. I don't even know like how to fully share this, but a lot has been happening, and recently I was threatened, and it really just set off so many alarms in my head, and I just needed to like step back, take a moment to myself, collect myself. Family drama, I'm just like in this really crazy just that I'm just trying to find like the new. I'm not trying to go back to old Lex, I'm not trying to go back to like my past self, anything like that. Like I'm just trying to find my new. Do you know what I mean? And I wish I could go more into detail, but literally you guys, it's just so much. I feel like I'm okay to come back now. So sit back, relax, let's get back into today's story time. Y'all, my hair, I'm really liking it. I'm really liking it. So let me know what you guys have been doing. If you guys are cooking, what are you guys are cooking? If you guys are cleaning, what are you cleaning? If you're driving, if you're working out, let me know what you guys are doing down below. I would love to know. And yeah, I just want to let you guys know that I appreciate you guys and I love you guys. All right, now let's jump into today's story time. Boom. Chicka bing, bing, chicka bing. And my overthinking has been up here. It used to be here. Now it's like ding, 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 ding. New level unlocked. Like literally. So me and Sam make eye contact. She's like, what? And I said, you know it's your fault, right? She said, what do you want me to do about it? Cry? I said, you will be. Boom! Kick that bitch so hard in her chest. She fumbles downstairs. Man, this is one of those things that I wish I could relive, because it was so like, felt like I had superpowers. Okay, I kicked her so hard in her chest, she is like go down the stairs, say gliding down the stairs. She's on all fours, she's going like that, and I'm like, what get up, Sam, get up. She's like, I kick her. Was that crazy? Yes. Am I thinking straight? No. I am livid. I'm livid. I want putazos. And again, she's like, and she's going like this, and she's like putting her hand out like, and I said, cry, cry, cry for me, like a psycho. Okay, I feel like, okay, if I would have kicked her again, it would have been like, Alexis, come on now, stop. So I don't kick her again. I just wait and I look at her. She takes a minute and she gathers some of her words together and she says, you're crazy. And I tell her, let's go. No, let's go. Me and you, come on, let's go. Nope, no, 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 no. And she's like trying to talk to me. And I'm like, no, 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 no. Let's go. We start fighting. I just remember her walking close. I just reach for her hair and I just bring her down. Is that dirty fighting? I don't care. Didn't ask. Okay? I did, technically. But grab her hair, bring her down, and I feel like we are doing all the sound effects to our fight. The psh, psh. And I literally cannot feel anything. Like, I am so focused and just trying to see if I could my fist to her face. Like, I am trying to make sure that it goes in her face because I am so freaking mad. Because how dare you? How dare you? And how she has that attitude, like, what do you want me to do at it, cray? Like, oh, I could not stand. Like, I just did not understand why she was the way she was. Like, who raised you, bitch? Huh? I don't understand. And even though it's Mr. Peach, like, what in the, like, the other kids are not like that. Like, I don't understand. We go and go and go and go. We literally take like little like breaks because like we spread apart and we're like trying to control our breathing. She keeps asking me like, are you good? Are you good? And I'm like, no, are you? Are you? Are you? Bring it back together again. Bring it back together. She's calling me an effing psycho. I'm telling her, I don't care. I don't care, Sam. I don't care. Because honestly, I don't care what she has to say. Just andale. Andale. Because I don't care what you say. Like, we are still going to fight. I don't care what you think. We are just going to keep going and going and going until I reach that gratification. Go over towards her. She's like by the couch. She grabs a pillow. Now at first, I'm not thinking what she's going to do with this pillow, but I should have had a flashback to a long time ago. Remember when she like me? Okay. So she's like holding the pillow. I'm like, okay. Is she just going to block in the areas like I'm trying to punch her? Like, what is she going to do? Like, is she going to do a karate move on me? Like, what's going on? So I start talking smack to her, calling her a pathetic bitch and to fight me, that why she's such a vagina. And we're just going back and forth, and I'm like, no, like, Sam, like, you're pissing me off. Like, I hate that you fight like this. Like, you're pissing me off. So I go to hit her. My fist literally goes like this, gets swallowed up by the pillow, and she like moves me, like grabs me, like throws me, and I'm like to the side. And I feel like where I've been fighting for so long with her, I'm tired. You don't think you get exhausted with fighting, but you do. So I'm exhausted. As like I'm trying to catch my breath, this bitch puts the pillow over my face, and it's such like a weak hold where like I think she's tired too. And I'm not gonna lie, I literally like take a few breaths. I'm like, because like I'm just trying to rest too. Like, I am exhausted. And then I just knee her right in her girl part, and she goes to her knees. And instead of like punching, which I hesitated because I wanted to so bad, she was right in her knees, good, like boom, like, you know what I mean, like all the way back, and then it would have been perfect. Loved it. Even a little hot tea on her face. I just slapped her. That's all I could do. I don't know why. I love a good slap. I feel like a slap is more, does a little bit more than a punch. The face might not think so, but I think so. And that was it. She just starts to cry and tells me, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? What do you want? What do you want? And I'm like, nothing. So she's just laying there. I just sit down, and I can feel that like my face is going dum 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 dum. It feels like it's just like a lot. Panic doesn't kick in for a good minute, you know? It doesn't kick in for a good minute because we are just running on adrenaline. She asks me one more time, what is it that I want? That it's not her fault. That, yeah, she says a lot of stupid shit, but it's not her fault. That, what do I want? And I tell her, I just want you to shut the f up. That's all I want from you right now. Just shut the f She said, fine, okay. So I let out like a crazy banshee cry. I think it was just like from all like the fighting and like the adrenaline, it was like wearing off. So all I felt like I had to do was just like scream, and it was just like cherry on top for me. After I'm done having my moment of screaming, she looks at me and she goes, what are we going to say? Because that was like a big no-no. She gets up and she goes to the restroom. She's in there for quite some time. I can hear her spitting, and I'm honestly scared to go look at myself in the restroom. I'm like, I'm gonna be pissed if I see that like my face is messed up. I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be mad if I see something I don't want to see. So I take my time. She comes out. I feel like she beat herself up more in the restroom. I don't know. I honestly don't know why she looked worse coming out. I don't know if it's because she washed like the sangre off her face, and now it's like, oh, you can see her, you know, like the cuts more or whatever. She starts pointing to her face and tells me like, what are we going to say? Like, Alexis, you need to wake up. Like, what are we going to say? And I'm like, what do you mean wake up? Like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm just like, I don't like how she talks, and I feel like sometimes like I'm like, no, like I don't want to be talked to like that, because I don't like how sometimes she paints a picture or she like speaks to me. I'm like, no, dude, like make sure you say things correctly, because it's gonna piss me off. And I don't care if it's like, oh, like I'm not being literal. Like, be literal with me right now, bitch. And she's like, go look at your face. Go look at your face. I go look at my face and it really ain't that bad. Where I'm like, okay, I've seen worse. So I'm like, okay, look at my face. And so I kind of laugh, because I'm like, yeah, we can clearly see who won, bitch. Yeah, you snooze, you lose, you know? She tells me, what are we going to tell my dad? I'm like, dude, I don't care. At this point, I don't care. Call him. I don't care. And then I go upstairs. She follows me. She's like, no, Alexis, like, you're going to get fired. Okay. No, I don't think you understand. You are going to get fired. Okay, like I don't care. I don't know what you want me to do about it, Sam. I'm already like getting my backpack. I'm starting to pack my stuff, and she's like, what is wrong with you? He is going to lose his shit. Look at my face. Okay, and I finish packing my bag, and I just sit there. I just sit on the bed, because I'm literally like still trying to come down from like this craziness that I'm feeling. Like I still feel very like zzz, like vibrating, you know what I mean? Like I feel super intense about this, like what happened. It was crazy, y'all. I'm telling you, if I could go and relive that moment again, I would times 1,000, because it was just so satisfying. And I feel like sometimes things go super fast, but this felt like things were going so perfectly slow motion, where like the punches, the slaps, the kicks, everything was just like crisp, and my freaking butt wanted to keep replaying that in my head, because it just felt so satisfying. She sits next to me and she goes, Alexis, I really don't want you to get fired. Like, I need you here. Like, I need you here. And I was like, no, you don't, Sam. Because if you really needed me here, you wouldn't be how you are. Like, you wouldn't. Like, you wouldn't see me how you see me. You would be nicer to me. Like, you're weird. And I just like fix myself, and I'm just still trying to like zone out to replay that and replay that in my head. Yeah, what's wrong with you? I don't freaking know. Like, I just I just wanted to, like I tell you, stay in that moment. After I sit there for a while, and my like, oh yeah, you did that, the oh yeah, you did that kicks in, and I get a little bit paranoid. But I'm like, chill, 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 chill. Because if she sees, like, if she just smells it, she is going to just be like, yup, yup, yup. And we don't need that. We need where she's at right now. You know what I'm saying? Because Sam can't have any of that, because she plays on it. So we cook up a plan, and we call Mr. Peach. He doesn't answer. Text him. We tell him that we are going to go to the mall and we'll be back. We don't even bother to call Mrs. Peach, because I'm like, you know what? Let's not push our luck. Maybe that's a sign from Jesus himself, and that's why the call didn't go through. So me and her go out. we're just like walking around thinking of like what we're going to say, what we're going to do. Her plan is, let's just say we ran into some girls at the mall. They start talking their mess. Ooh, we get in a fight. They start jumping me. They start getting on me. You come in and you help me. I was like, why can't we both be getting jumped? She's like, Alexis, look at my face. And I'm laughing because I'm like, just say I whooped her ass. Like, just say it because like I handed it. I whooped that ass. And she is so frustrated. She's like, do you hear me? So she's over here stressing and I'm just looking at her like, just looking at her like, I cannot believe we're right here. This is what we're doing right now. Like, we're right here and this is what it is. Like, so I'm just listening to her. She's like, we're gonna go here. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do it. So we catch a ride. We get on the bus and it is so funny because we're both like this. We look like we are in a relationship, okay? We both just like this. We're kind of like, well, you know this, and like it wouldn't be like we're just like talking our smack to each other. People are just looking at us like, she's telling me, so this is what we're going to do. And I was like, let's make it even better. Let's go see a movie so we have the movie ticket. She said, yeah. Okay, good idea. So we go to the movies, and I'm like looking at her. I'm like, okay, I want to see this one. She's like, then pay. And I said, no, bitch, you're paying. She's like, oh, so I'm gonna pay? I'm gonna get my ass beat? And I look at her, I'm like, don't make jokes like that because you did get your ass beat. The person's gonna think I beat your ass. So we start laughing. It's like such a weird little toxic moment. We're laughing. He gives us the movie tickets. We go get our popcorn, which is so crazy to me, y'all, because I'm like, I take my babies to this movie theater. Like, it trips me out because I'm like, y'all have no idea. See right here? When you're older, I'll tell you a little story time. So we go get our little popcorn, watch the movie, have a little bit of laughs together. I'm just like, we are some psychos. Like, literally, we are some toxic ass little psychos that don't know. Honestly, I feel like this incident was justified. So we're laughing, watching the movie, and my phone goes off, and it is Mrs. Peach. I just hit decline because I'm like, okay, I'm not going to answer. It keeps going off. I get a message. Where are you guys? I show Sam and she's like, just ignore it. We finish watching the show. So after the movie ends, then I give her a call back. And I'm kind of like laughing with Sam. And she goes, oh, I'm so glad that you're having such a good time. Where are you guys? And she's like pissed off. And I tell her like, we're at the mall. We just got done watching the show. Oh, te manda sola. Like super pissed off. And I tell her we messaged Mr. Peach and we called him and that we were going to go to the mall. Oh, and that was an okay? Just because you called, that was an okay? And I tell her no, but we wanted to go to the mall. And she just continues to like scream in the phone that we do not make these rules just because all of a sudden we get a wild hair up our ass that we want to go to the mall. That what the hell are we thinking? She's valid, but I had to play like if she was crazy because I'm like, we're supposed to be getting our ass beat, you know? So I passed the phone to Sam mid conversation with Mrs. Peach because I'm like, I'm not trying to hear her. Sam's like, hello. I can hear Mrs. Peach go, she just said you're the fountain, blah, blah, blah. That she was still talking, that why did I pass the phone? Yada. And she says, oh, because she needed to go to the restroom because we had a lot of soda. So she's telling her like, let me talk to my dad. I don't want to talk to you. Let me talk to my dad. So right there I was like, yeah, I made the right call by giving her the phone because Sam don't give up at all. She starts with, dad, relax, like, you know, talking to him and whining that she just wanted to go to the movies with me to help me get my mind off things. And all I hear is say, yeah, you see. So she got him right there. She already, you know, won him over with like, oh, I'm trying to do a good thing. Yeah, you know. She eventually gets off and she says that her dad wasn't even tripping, that it seemed like Mrs. Peach was tripping harder, and it's probably because she wanted to go somewhere and she stuck with my dad. I'm like, oh, for real? Like, that's probably why she's really tripping. Like, she's probably mad because of that. Not because we're out and about without permission. Like, she's more mad. You're supposed to be watching these kids, bitch. Which, yeah, but I'm busy. Just kidding. Sam asks me like, what do I want to do? I tell her like, let's sneak into another movie. Cool. Mr. Peach is now calling and he has a little attitude of like, yeah, like you guys like, ya estás pasando, that like we went overboard now, that we were just supposed to finish the movie and then that's it, head back, that he hates that he has to tell us that it's just common sense. And he's like super pissed off and I'm like, yo, she's mad at you. So Sam tells him, all right, okay, fine, well, we're leaving, and like starts fighting with him. She goes, okay, this is perfect. This is perfect. And I'm like, why? She's like, it just is, just follow my lead. And I'm like, okay, bitch, why can't you just tell me, since we're gonna have like a 30-minute ride home, just tell me. She's like, just follow my lead, because of course she has to be dramatic about it. And I'm like, okay, bitch, we look like some like little hoodlums who got into some mess and it just doesn't look right. It does not look good at all. So Sam texts her dad and she says, we're gonna be leaving soon. The bus should be here. He said, okay. We're on the freaking bus. She texts him, I'm scared. He immediately starts calling. And I'm like, why did you do that? You should have texted that way before. She's like, no, follow my lead. And I'm like, okay, bitch. Okay. Like now I'm a little bit scared. And I'm like, you know what? I'd rather just come clean and be like, yeah, I beat her ass. Okay? I beat her ass. Like, I don't know what she's thinking, any of that. I'm like, this, like your plan, like you think you're doing something, but you're not actually doing it, okay? So he's calling. He messages me and she tells me not to answer. And I'm like, okay. She's like, don't answer at all. I'm like, all right. We still have a ways to go. He's calling and calling. She's like looking at the phone and she's giggling. Like she thinks it's the funniest thing ever. She answers it and she's like screaming some stuff into it and like moving it on her shirt. Like it's making scratchy noises. She's going like that, like going crazy into it. I'm just like, this bitch is a DJ. Like she over here doing all kinds of stuff. I'm like still looking at her. She's like, I'm like, yeah, I know. Follow your lead. Like you're so psycho. He's still calling. Especially after that. We get off and I tell her, Sam, you need to let me know your plan, because you know what? You messed up, because I think I know what you're doing. Right now, you answering the phone. Your dad thinks we're still at the mall and we're getting our ass beat, right? So how are we going to pop up right now? How is that going to make sense? She goes, and she's over here looking all constipated. And I'm like so irritated with her, because I'm like, it would have been a good plan. Okay? And it would have been great. But you're so dumb. Like you are so dumb. So I start getting mad. I'm going to start walking to the library, because you know what? That is my safe haven. And I'm like, you're so dumb. Why didn't you say anything? I'm like, why didn't you tell me? All you kept saying was, follow my lead. I'm like, estás pendeja, pinche estúpida. She's like, how long should we wait? I'm like, Sam, we're gotta wait like 30 minutes. 30 minutes? Yeah, bitch, you gotta wait 30 minutes. Do you know you have 30 minutes? Like, no, we have to wait 30 minutes, because how we just get on our ass beat right now, and then we're gonna be like, ta-da. Like, and the only reason why, like, I thought about this, and I was like, hey, this is not a good idea. It was, one, because like common sense. Two, because this is how I messed up, okay? Before, I remember one time I was hanging out with my cousin's friend, okay, the little P word, and I was supposed to be somewhere that was like an hour away. My cousin called because he had a little like something's up, and he was right. His gut was talking to him and he was right. That's how we got caught up. Anyways, I was just like, you're so dumb. Little life experience there. So anyways, she walks with me and she starts laughing. She's like, oh my God, dude, I think I got a concussion or something, because like I'm not even thinking straight. And as she said it, I kind of got a little scared, low key. Like, I'm not gonna lie, because I was like, maybe. Yeah, maybe. But I'm like, no, dude, no, you're always stupid. So I don't even think that's what it is. Like, you're just dumb. We go to the library for a little bit, and as we're at the library, Mr. Peach texts us and he says, call me now. Now I was like, oh, he knows, and I know he knows, and I know he knows. I tell Sam, like, oh my gosh, what if you watch the footage? Oh my gosh, like, totally forgot. She's like, no, I unplugged them a while ago. No. I think he just smells it. And I'm like, oh, okay, like freaking out. Because now I'm like, oh my God, like he just knows. Like he has to know. That's why he's like, call me now. And then I'm like, you know what? Maybe he called them all. Maybe he called them all. And so then she's like, you know what? That's a good idea. What if he did call them all? So now we got to say that our fight wasn't at the mall. Our fight was by the bus stop. And I'm like, oh, yes, 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 yes. Because if we say the mall, he's going to say, let me see that tape. She said, yes, bitch. Yes, that's what he's going to say. And so we were both like, okay, okay, okay. This is what we're going to say. We start walking home because now it's been like some time. Now it's okay. We're in the clear to walk home. As we're walking home, we're like trying to like prep the story that like we were walking towards the bus. These girls were like, oh, you guys got a problem. Sam had a little attitude. Sam's like, yeah. I'm like, because you got your ass beat. She's like, yeah. And I'm like, and you over here talking smack. She was talking smack back to you. And then you got your ass beat. She's like, yeah. And I'm like, and so like, we're like, you know, coming up with this plan. And she's like, yeah. And I was like, you know what? I don't even know if I want to do it. She stops. What do you mean you don't know what you want to do? And I was like, yeah, like, I don't even know if I want to be a nanny anymore. Like, I think I'm just straight chilling. I can just go to so-and-so's house right here. Like, I don't even know if I want to be a nanny, honestly. She's like, what are you talking about? I was like, yeah, I don't even know if I want to do all this. Like, for what? I don't even like you. And I don't even want to be, like, in this. I don't even know. She's like, tell me your plan right now. No. Like, I don't even know. Yeah, Sam, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I don't think I want to do this. She's like, Alexis, please. Yeah, I don't think so. So I go back and forth with her emotions because I'm a little a-hole. And at the same time, I was like, why the hell does she, like, not just, like, let me go? Why is she, like, willing to, like, come up with this plot and everything just so that I don't get fired? Like, I don't understand it. Especially when she's, like, super toxic and this could literally be her like, and her dad like whoop my ass, you know what I mean? Or Voldemort. Like, and I keep asking her like, why? She's like, because I don't want to be alone. I was like, what does that even mean? You don't want to be alone, you little weirdo? I was like, I need more than that. I need more than that, Sam. Like, I'm getting like all annoyed. She's like, oh my God, like, why can't you just accept what I'm telling you and that's that? Like, why do you need more than that? Like, I just don't want to be alone and I don't want my siblings to lose another nanny. And I'm like, oh, that honestly almost sounded like it could be truth. But no, I don't even think I want to do it anymore. Alexis, please. And I'm like, no, like, I need you to be honest with me and tell me. She's like, I'm not gonna go into detail or give you a sob story to get you to stay. It's either you want to or you don't. And I'm like, I don't. And so I'm going to like turn away from her. And she's like, Alexis, like really loud, really psycho. Or it kind of scares me and I'm like getting a little bit embarrassed. And I tell her, I'm like, just tell me, like, just tell me why. She says, that's the honest to God's truth. I don't want my siblings to get a different nanny. I don't want them to go through it and have to get another nanny. I don't want to have to lose you. And I'm sorry. Now, I don't know if this is true. I don't know if that's like honestly like how she felt, but I don't got nowhere to go. So I was gonna take it. So I tell her fine. Oh dang, if I do stay, I don't want to hear her say any like weirdo that like she needs to stop. And she's like, okay. I was like, no, Sam, like, I'm so serious. Like, I don't want to deal with you. Like, if I don't have to talk to you, I don't want to talk to you. Like, I don't want to deal with you. And she's like, no, like, I get it. I need to change. And I'm just like looking at her because I'm like, is that all it really took was a good like putazo? Does this bitch really got a concussion? Like, does she have a concussion? Like, did I give her a concussion? Like, I'm like seriously like, okay, because the way she's talking, I'm just like, or maybe this is just like how people apologize, and I'm just like, I don't know how that fails to get apologized to, you know what I mean? I'm like, is this normal? Like, is she good? She asks me if she can hug me. I tell her, I'm like, Sam, this is really weird. Like, I don't even want you hugging me. I feel weird. I feel like you're up to no good. Like, I literally don't feel safe. She starts to giggle and she's like, no, like, I really am sorry, and I'm just, I don't know why I said that. Like, I didn't mean to say it. Like, I am so sorry, and you didn't deserve that. Like, it really feels like it's such like a genuine, like, I really am sorry, you know what I mean? And it's just so hard because it's like, We don't trust her. She don't want to be saved, like, for real. So she asks us again, can I just hug you, please? And my guard is up, y'all. Like, I really feel like something's up, like she's up to no good. Like, I just don't trust her. So we hug and she tells me again, I really am sorry, Lex. Like, I didn't want that to happen. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. And I'm like, bitch, you did wish it on me. The it came out of your mouth. I don't know how many times you kept repeating it over and over and over. You know what I mean? I was like, no, I don't know what you mean. Your words mean stuff. Like, what do you mean? She just brings me closer. She hugs me and she's like, I just want you to know, like, I really did not mean for that to happen. It felt genuine. It felt like she just didn't know when to stop, you know? Like, it really felt like she had no chill and she didn't know how to chill out. So we hug it out. We start walking and a car pulls up right next to us and it's Mr. Peach. He's pissed. ¿Dónde está tu teléfono? Like, where the phone? So then we turn around and he like just and he looks at Sam and he is just like, oh, I forgot to tell you, when we were in the restroom, I let Sam me a few times, so I had like a fresh like little cut right here and my face was a little bit red, but like the redness went away, so all I had was that. I should have just bit my lip like really hard because it really did nothing. Okay, it did nothing. Like, I should have just like before like he like pulled up, but like how was I not supposed to know he pulled up? You know what I mean? Like, he was gonna pull up, so he's just like staring at her like in disbelief, like, oh my god. He asks her like what the happened and that if Alexis did this to you, which is so funny, because it's like, yes I did. Just kidding. She makes such the like most believable face where even I was like, yeah, what the f, I didn't, you know? What? No, it was like crazy good. Yeah, like that gave me chills where I was like, dang, I didn't, huh? Like it really had me feeling like, no, like I didn't. He tells us to get in the car and he probably did not even look at me. He don't give a about me. He is like telling her like what happened, and she starts going into the whole, we were at the mall and we were leaving because you said to hurry and get back home. We went to the bus stop. These girls, they just started looking at us and I was like, what are you looking at, huh, Alexis, huh? And I'm like, yum. And I'm trying so hard not to like laugh because like it sounds funny to me and I know he is not thinking it's funny, but like it really is funny to me. I asked them like, oh, like what's your problem? And they, you know, started talking smack, and then before I knew it, Dad, they just started hitting me. Now, he hadn't looked at me the whole time. As she's telling the story, he like looks at me, looks at her, looks at me, and shakes his head. Like he knew. Like I rocked your baby. Like he knew. Like he knew. We go to the house. He tells Sam to get off and tells me to stay in the car. She's like, why? He's like, go inside the house. Now I get scared, y'all, because I'm like, he gonna beat my ass. He was going to beat my ass. Like I just know it. I know it. So she gets off, she looks at me, and I'm so scared, you guys. I'm like, so I'm still in the back, and I'm like super paranoid because I'm like, he's pissed. Like, he is I dialed my mom's number because I'm like, she's the last voice I want to hear if something goes down, like for real. And I just put the phone in between my legs so that he don't like try to snag it from me if anything, you know what I mean? He's like, so tell me what happened. And I was like, what do you mean? She just told you. He's like, no, you tell me what happened. I'm like, okay. We go to the movies, get the ticket, me and Sam, we go inside, we sit down, watching the movie, watching the movie. Mrs. Peach calls and he's like, and like asking me, and I'm like, and then we go and see another movie, and then you call, you're upset because you're like, oh, can te manda da 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 da. He's like, like getting like more upset, and I'm like, I'm telling you the story. Me and Sam, we walk to go get in the bus. As we're walking, some girls see us and they start giving Sam dirty looks, probably because she slept with one of their boyfriends or something. I don't know. He's like, Alexis, is that necessary? I was like, I don't know. That's what I thought it was about. So then we start talking smack back, and I tell Sam, like, come on, let's go. And he's like, and what time is this? I'm like, I don't know, I'm not looking at the clock. And then one of the girls, and I'm like trying so hard to not break focus, because if I look into his eyes, I feel like I'm just going to be like, we're lying, I beat her ass. You know what I'm saying? They're like talking smack, and I'm like by the benches just waiting, because a lot of people always like fight with Sam because she just like sleeps with everyone's boyfriends. Alexis, is that necessary? And I'm like, I'm just giving you context. So then I'm sitting down because I don't think anything's gonna happen. And then Sam says something, and then I look down, and then I look back up, and then she's getting her ass beat, and then both of the girls are beating her, and then she gets kicked in the face, and he's just like, and then I'm like, we didn't even talk about all these details, like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And then they just keep like fighting her, and like I can't get her off, and then they kick her in the face again, and then he's like looking at me, and I'm like, yeah. Oh yeah, y'all, the hair is herring. I feel like a sexy bitch. This is Jayda. All right, so he keeps like asking me questions, and I'm like, that's what happened. And he's like, so you didn't even help my daughter? And these little hoodlums are all up on my daughter, and you didn't help my daughter? And I'm like, yeah, I did. Like, do you not see my face? He's like, do you not see her face? And in my head, I'm like, oh my god. So she literally keeps saying like, my face? I don't know. Alexis like, I don't believe you. And I'm like, well, I don't know what to tell you, but like, that's what happened. And then he's like, so me and Mrs. Peach leave, and then we come back, and this is what happens? And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, life is crazy. You should know that. I don't know, Alexis. I don't know. Something in mi corazón is telling me it's you. I was like, you think I did that? And he's like, and you know what, ¿sabes qué? If you tell me right now, that's fine. We'll talk about it, because I'm pretty sure she's not innocent. Da 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 da. In my head, I'm like, this sounds really good, but I know you're a lie. I know you're a lie. Okay, you're a lie. You probably got a grave buried somewhere. Like, no. So I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. And he's like, and if I look at the cameras, and I'm like, no, because Sam said. And the other part of me is like, nah, dude, you know she's a lie. What if she's gonna save that? I'm like, nah, like her apology was like genuine. Why, you know what, she a two-faced little puta. We can't trust her. How do you know? How do you know? What if? Yeah, but we gotta give her the benefit of the doubt. Like, that bitch, you know, she got her ass beat pretty good. Like, she could have just, you know, called the popos. She could have called her dad. Yeah, but there's just something. I just don't trust her. I don't know, man. I don't know. So it's like, you know? So I'm just like, nah. No. Those things haven't been recording for a minute because of him and Baltimore messing around and Mrs. Peach. And it's a whole thing and all of it. So I'm like, nah. So I got someone in my head like, deal or no deal? And I said, no deal. So I was like, then you're going to have to watch the cameras, because what you're going to see in the cameras is that you left, Sam came downstairs, we had a little heart to heart, and then she wanted to go to the mall, and I said, oh, I don't want to go. She said, are you sure? It can help you take your mind off things. And I said, I guess. And then she said, all right, let's go. And he's just like, bitch, I know you're lying. I know you're lying. But I was like, I was scared. Yeah, like I was like talking to him because I was so scared. Like I was really scared. I was really scared. And he's like, okay, well, I'm gonna check these cameras, Alexis. And I was like, okay. And then if you check them and I'm telling the truth, what do I get? Like, do I get an apology? Like, I would never do that to Sam. I don't know why I had to add a little sprinkle. I feel like I had to like the deal. You know what I mean? So then I get out of the car and he's like, tell Sam to come here. I'm like, okay. So I go, and as I'm going, Mrs. Peach is like, what happened? And I'm like, Sam, you didn't tell her? I'm not talking to that bitch. I was like, okay. So I tell her, I'm like, your dad needs you. And she's like, what? I'm like, yeah, your dad needs you. She's like, why? I'm like, because he wants to talk to you. And like, he was asking me questions in the car. She's like, let me go wash my face. So I'm like, okay. She looks at me like this. She's like, I'm gonna go wash my face. And I'm like, okay. And in my head, I'm like, damn, this bitch has like a concussion. She's over here like, you know what I mean? And I'm like, okay. So then I sit down and she's like, Alexis, I'm gonna go wash my face. And I said, do you want a rag or something? Like, do you need assistance? Like, are you okay? She's like, yes, I just need to wash my face. And I was like, okay, good for you. Wash your hands while you're at it. And Mrs. Peach is looking at me like this, like, because she was picking up the cues, but like maybe I had the concussion because I wasn't picking up the cues. She goes, Alexis, can you help me go wash my hands? And I was like, sure, Sam, sure. Like, I'm mad as hell because I'm like, I'm just trying to chill. Like, I'm just trying to chill, okay? Like, oh my God. So I go to the restroom with her. She turns on the faucet, closes the door. She's like, what the f is wrong with you? And I was like, what? She's like, what did you tell my dad? So our stories match. And I was like, oh. She's like, yeah, what the f? And I'm like, dude, oh my God. So then we're like talking and I'm like giving her all the cliff notes. And I'm like, you know, this, that, kicked you in your face, this, that, kicked you in your face again, sleeping with people's boyfriends. And she's like, was that necessary? And I said, yes, I'm giving context. So then this, boom, 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 all that. She's like, oh my God. I was like, he did bring up the camera. So I'm like, Sam, are you sure? And me just making that face, you could just see it on her face where she was like, ooh, this bitch is scared. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I hate, because I feel like you can never, you gotta have like a poker face. You know? But no. I showed a little bit. And I was like, you know what? Like, I caught myself right away. I was like, you know what? It don't even matter. She's like, what do you mean? I was like, yeah, you know what? Like, it don't even matter. Like, it's fine. She's like, I told you, they've been unplugged for a long time. Like, he's just trying to see if we're lying. It's like, are you sure? She's like, yes. Super annoyed. And I'm like, dude, like, are you sure? She's like, yes. Ever since the whole incident, Mrs. Peach, all of that, like, yes. So I'm like, all right, cool. She goes out. Mrs. Peach is right there by the door. And I'm like so scared. She's like, what are you guys talking about? And I was like, she just needed help with her face. She's like, why does she need help with her face? And I was like, look at her face. And Mrs. Peach just looks at me like she could just... These people hated me. They really did. Like, they really did. Like, the way they would look at me was just like, ugh. And how come your face doesn't match, Alexis? And I was like, I don't know. Maybe I gotta try a new foundation. Just kidding. No, I was like, what does that mean? She's like, what do you mean? I was like, yeah, what does that mean? She's like, why does her face look more messed up than your face? And I was like, what does she mean? And Sam's like looking at me. She's like, she means, why does my face look more beat up than your face? And I was like, I don't know. Sam sleeps with people's boyfriends. Like, I don't know why I kept saying it. Like, it was just so funny to me. So, is that what happened? You slept with someone's boyfriend and they came and, like, what? The boyfriend beat you up too? And I'm just, like, in my head, like, okay, that was, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, just, like, whatever. Mr. Peach is honking. Sam finally goes out. They're out there for a good minute, okay? And I'm just sitting there with Mrs. Peach. She asks me the same thing, like, so what happened? Tell me the story. And I feel like this ain't none of your business, okay? I already told the top jefe over here the biz, okay? And I was just scared. Honestly, I was just scared. She's like asking me, like, I don't know, Alexis, it seems like you guys kind of got into a fight and things got kind of like, you know, escalated and stuff. Like, I think something like happened, and it's okay because, like, you know, girls fight, like men fight all the time, and da 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 da. And I'm like, okay. Like, I'm just trying to keep it social right here because I'm like, you're not my friend. And you're not my friend, and I'm not your friend. So Mr. Peach and Sam come back in, and he looks a little, like, relieved, you know? Probably because our stories matched up. He comes in, and he's like, Alexis, go wash your face. I'm like, okay. I go and wash my face. I don't know if they just want to have a moment or something like that, but I'm like, there's nothing really to wash that much. Like, this is already all crusted up. Like, there's not that much. You know what I mean? Not that much. I come back out. So they have us both sitting there. The kids are upstairs. And they said, okay, tell us what happened. We both at the same time say, we already did. And so Mrs. Peach is like, I know, but I want to hear it again. And I'm like, okay. I didn't want to do anything. Sam was like, yeah, we should go to the mall and get your minds off thing. And I said, okay, are you sure? I don't want to go. She takes me to the mall. Go to the mall. Go to the mall. We get a movie ticket. We go see a movie. See a movie. Ha, 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 ha. Watch the movie ticket. You call. You say, where are you guys? No, then we go and see another movie. And Mr. Peach is like, what do you guys do? Like, you guys go overboard. Like, you guys should just come home already. We're like, okay, then we'll just go home already. So as we're walking, we're going down. We go to the thing. Person is like, oh, you, and then kick in the face, kick in the face. She parties up with his boyfriend. Kick in the face, kick in the face. There we go. There. Hey, don't touch her. And then we're like walking back home, and then you see us, and then yeah, that's what happened. And they just like both look at us. Mr. Peach tells Sam, are you sure Alexis didn't hurt you? And Sam laughs, and she said, you think she could do this? Come on. And I'm like waiting, like my turn, you know? They don't even ask me. They don't even ask me nothing. They're just like, okay. And then Sam's like, check the cameras, check the cameras. He goes off on her to not be telling him what to do, that he just wants to just, you know, trust her and just, you know, go off her word. And she's like, I already gave you my word. You just don't want to, you know, trust me. And I'm not the liar here. You're the liar. And so she starts attacking him as a father, as a husband, as a person. And he gets all frustrated, tells her to go the upstairs, to go the upstairs, Sam. I don't want to look at you right now, especially right now. She's like, oh, goes upstairs. And I'm just sitting there. Miss Peach is like, Alexis, you too. I don't want to see you either. Go upstairs. And I'm like, damn, okay. And as I'm going to go upstairs, my shirt kind of lifts up and I have a bruise. Mrs. Peach is like, Alexis, let me see. And so I show her and I have like a bruise. That bitch had kicked me hard and I guess I had not seen. And she's like, a ver. So she sees and she's like, oh my God. Mr. Peach is like, oh my God, like, was it more than 2 people? Like, you know, so now I'm like, okay, cool. Like, the ice is off me. Like, okay, maybe it just took a little bit longer for them to show up on me because I'm like, you know, morena and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? They're just like, oh my God, like, you guys are never going to that mall. Like, never. Like, oh my gosh, you guys can't be alone for like a second. So then I go upstairs. I'm a little bit happy, a little like geeked out, where I'm like, okay, cool. Like, they're gonna be like, you know, they're gonna lay off our backs and stuff like that. They're not gonna be on our ass anymore. So I go upstairs, enter the room. She's reading my diary. I'm like, oh my God, like, bitch. She's like, I just can't help myself, Alexis. Like, I don't know what's wrong with me. And I'm like, man. So I take it from her and I'm like, God, like, you piss me off. Like, you irritate me like so bad, like so bad. Go to sleep, wake up the next day, Mrs. Peach is still there. And I'm like, okay, because what the f***? Get things ready, get things situated. Baltimore comes and she stops in her tracks because she's like, what's going on? Me being a little dick face. I'm like, what do you mean? Because Mrs. Peach is here? And she's like, yes, what's going on? And Mrs. Peach says, this is my house. She's like, no, it's not. You have your own house. You know what? Okay. And she's going to go upstairs. Mrs. Peach is like, ¿Dónde vas? So I'm going to go upstairs. For what? Sam comes out of the restroom. She's like, Dad. Mrs. Peach is like, you're not allowed upstairs. Baltimore's like, and who says that? Mr. Peach comes downstairs. Happy. He stops. And I'm just like, damn. Baltimore, when are you going to get it? You are never going to be the main. Once you are the side, you will never be the main. Okay? That's just how it works. Because even when you become, the side becomes the main, you never were the main. You were the second. You were the second option. Not the first, the second. Me and Sam are just sitting there. Baltimore looks at Sam, looks at me, and goes, so like everyone just knew like, okay, like this ass beating was coming or something, because she wasn't even like, she was so focused on Mrs. Peach telling her like she cannot go upstairs. Like she was so focused on it. So focused on it. Mr. Peach is like, whatever you need upstairs, I could bring it down. She's like, no, I'll go get it. And she's trying to go upstairs and he's like, no, nobody's seeing me. Like, no, just tell me, I'll just go get it. And she like looks at him. She looks so confused. She looks so hurt. She looks constipated. You know, her and Sam, twins. Guess that, like, what's going on? Like, what's going on? What's going on? I'm gonna go and get myself upstairs. And he was like, just tell me what it is. And Mrs. Peach is like, if you need something upstairs, Sam can go get it. What is it that you need? She turns around. She looks at Mrs. Peach and she says, my condoms. Ooh, y'all. I was like, oh, okay. Mrs. Peach is like, Alexis, Sam, go upstairs right now. Like, she was so mad. And Sam goes to get the condoms and then runs upstairs. And as she's running up there, Mr. Peach hits her like really hard on her back. And we go upstairs and I'm like, oh my God. Like, I'm so glad she came over. She's like, what? Why? And I'm like, because the focus is not going to be on us no more. It's going to be on them. She's like, you think? I'm like, yes, yes, yes. Like, it's not on us no more. It's on them. That was quick. Thank you. Quick. So me and her like talking about it. She's like, are you serious? Like, you think that's what she like really wanted was the condoms? And I was like, dude, I don't know. But that pretty much was like a dig at, you know, Mrs. Peach. Like, and what? And she's like, yeah, that's true. So we're both upstairs just like trying to listen. Mr. Peach and Mrs. Peach are like screaming at each other. Baltimore's yelling. We hear a loud like bang. I get scared because I'm like, oh my goodness. Someone got hurt. Me and Sam run downstairs, and as we're running, it was just Mrs. Peach leaving, but she slammed that door so hard that like one of the vases fell and like it broke. So Mr. Peach is pissed. Mr. Peach is pissed because the vase is broken. And as soon as he sees me, he's like, Alexis, clean it right now, do something, like scream like a psycho. And I'm like, okay. And yeah, I make that stupid ass face because I want him to be like, him to feel dumb. He gets so mad, he's like gonna go up to me and I'm like, woo, because I'm like, damn boy, because like he's gonna, you know, do something. And Baltimore steps in front of him. He's like, get the rice, what is going on with you? Like, you know, steps in front of him. I was like, no, these little girls want to play stupid in my face. Like, if I don't know the truth, everyone's lying to me, everyone's a liar. And he's like just pissed off. And he like tells her like, what are you doing here? I told you not to be here from like this time to this time. And she's like, why not? She doesn't even so they start fighting about their stuff. I'm like cleaning it. He's telling me I'm not cleaning it fast enough, that I'm just trying to be a chismosa. And I'm like, yes bitch, yes I am. So I'm like cleaning it up and I go to throw it away. He was like, why are you gonna throw it away? And I'm like, because it's broken. He was like, are you dumb? You know how expensive that is? And I was like, okay, are we gonna glue it together? Are you being a smart ass? And I'm like, no, I just don't know. Like, are we gonna glue it together? Like, what are we gonna do? Can you return something like this? Like, I'm just like going, like, I don't know what is the proper answer. He starts getting upset at me saying that like, oh, I can afford my, you know, my family's rent for like years. And I'm like, okay, months, but I'm pretty sure not years. So then I make like the comment to myself, he has like bionic ears. He hears, he gets upset, he like picks me up and he's like, well, you think you're funny? Like, he picks me up and I was like, I love dirty rag. And I'm like, no, I don't think I'm funny. I was just like, wait, that's really expensive. Like, why would you have it by the door? Like, the kids, you know, can like, you know, I'm like freaking out and like scared. Sam is like, déjala, like screaming like to leave me alone, that like I've been through a lot already. And she's like crying and I'm like looking at her because I'm like, baby, you love me? Like, do you love me? Like, it was just, you know. So then he like, let's go. He's like, oh, like you guys are made for each other. And I'm like, oh, what? She's like, seriously? Like, it was just such like a weird little moment. He was fuming, like fuming. I think because him and Mrs. Peach had a really good day yesterday at the park and they were maybe gonna like reconnect, and then Baltimore just had to ruin it. So he was like feeling like, oh, like he wanted to take it out on somebody. And Baltimore was there, but like he like probably didn't want to like mess things up with her either, because he was being disrespectful to her, but not like not all the way disrespectful to her, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was like playing it cute, playing it nice, but like not all the way. So Baltimore ends up going upstairs. She goes upstairs, she's like going through some stuff, I don't know what she's going through. She comes back down, she does have the condoms in her hand, and I'm like, dang girl, you are something, you are something. So then she's coming downstairs, she has it in her hand and she's like, pues ya me voy, like I'm gonna leave already. And he's like, ah, like, oh my god, okay, yeah, like I'm tired, like I'm not kissing anyone's ass, blah 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 blah. Okay, yeah, vete. She leaves, she's outside, and all we just hear is of course Mrs. Peach came back. She came to drop off the kids. Supposedly they wanted to be with their dad in that moment, but I think she wanted to spin the block and see that Baltimore was still there. And what does she see in Baltimore's hand? Yup. So me, Sam, Mr. Peach are outside, and they're like yelling at each other, pulling each other's hair. They literally have each other's hair like this. So you know what? It must have been a full moon, because like everybody was fighting. You know what I'm saying? And Mr. Peach is like, stop, like the both of you, stop. Sam's laughing. She's like, you guys are so pathetic, fighting over my dad. You guys are so pathetic. Like she's going off, and I'm just like looking at her like, dude, shut up, like, oh my god, like he's gonna hit us. Like she's kept saying it. So eventually they stop fighting, okay? And it's so awkward because Baltimore is still standing there, and so is Mrs. Peach. Mr. Peach does not tell her like, hey, leave, or like, you need to leave. So they're both just like waiting there for their rows. Like, who are you going to tell to leave? Who? The babies are now crying by like the door and stuff, and they're like, you know, crying for Mrs. Peach. She's like, come inside, just come inside, like screaming really loud. Mrs. Peach is like, Alexis, go get the kids. Alexis, go get the kids. And I'm like, okay. I'm dragging ass because I'm like, I want to see what happens next. So then they're fighting, they're arguing, and woo, the popos pull up, okay? Popos pull up, and everyone is like, okay, stay calm, stay calm, stay calm. We get told to go inside, so me and Sam go inside. We're waiting and stuff, we're waiting. And then we hear a knock at the door. And so then I go to the door, and the officer says, are you Miss Reyes? And I said, yes. The officer says, hey, so your mom called, and we're here to do a welfare check. And I'm gonna end it there, you guys. I love you guys so much. Besos a todos. I love you guys so much. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in my next video. I love you guys. Bye.